Welcome back to episode 32 with the shitbags.
What's up, shitbags? Yeah, it's just us. No fancy guest. We know there's like three of you listening because it is what it is. No, yeah. Welcome back to the end of the year. Um, just the New Dogs crew. We're going to be talking about our guest list and our plans for 2025. One full year down. It's crazy. 2024 has been awesome. Can't thank you guys enough for the support. Everybody watching, everybody listening. I mean, it's been awesome. Each day that we get to do this, it's pretty cool, the things that we've been able to do. And
And
because of it, we got some awesome updates.
yeah, how far we grew just in a year. So
Yeah. Yeah. Episode 32, we just recorded episode 33, a third of the way to 100. It's a long ways. It's a big goal, but I mean, we got 24 episodes to look forward to this next year, and hopefully many more for the years to come. So thank you guys for listening. But I think we'll start off with kind of the updates that we have for next year. We'll end off with our guest list and talking a little bit about the year in review. But right now we'll keep looking forward. So we got some huge things coming up that we're really excited for. If you haven't known, we talked about the last episodes. It's all out. I'm wearing. God, flip my camera again. Yeah, the sweatshirt. I still can't figure it out. There it is. The sweatshirt. We got our sweatshirts out. Jobtown did awesome. I am also drinking my coffee out of the mug. These mugs are fantastic. Jobtown just started doing these. The printing on them is so cool, and they keep shit warm. I love it. So yeah, we still got some T-shirts up. We still got some Tillerton's playing cards. All that's on the website. You guys have been awesome already. Getting some orders in. I'm gonna get those all sent out. But we can't thank you guys enough for even buying merch. I mean, that's crazy to us that
yeah,
we got merch and we're selling merch. What? Like,
all right. Well, we're getting there.
yeah,
Slowly growing. It's cool.
yeah. I guess our other really big thing that we're excited for that we're going to be really kicking off next year is for those watching, I'll show it. New Dogs Old Tricks training. So Jobtown edited our logo a little bit. We did hear some people, don't be a shitbag isn't too PG. Some people are not. So we left them off of all of this merch, all of our new logo. It'll still be in the original logo. It's still our saying, but we understand that you can't really go around advertising that. Some people don't care for it nowadays, but no, we are really excited about the training aspect of it. We're going to be keeping it very simple, very local to start. Our goal for it is to just bring cheap trainings to people, departments, a little bit of volunteer departments, those smaller ones that need trainings that we feel comfortable in. So a big thing, one of our coworkers, Anthony, is really running with it, but all three of us are AHA instructors. So a big thing we're doing is AHA courses. So CPR, ACLS, PALS, we're doing all that. If you're local, you need some of those, reach out. We are a training site. We can do that. That's been kind of cool. And then our first one's going to be an ice rescue training that we're doing for my former department. We're putting that on and doing that. So just cool things, cool things that we're able to do. Obviously, we're still very young, so our list of things that we feel comfortable teaching is pretty low. But it's cool. That's what we want
Yeah,
to do. We want to bring training. We're very passionate about training, and we want to bring cheap training for it. And that all that money is going to go right back into this. It's going to go right back into making the podcast great. Keeping up with our subscriptions, our stuff like that, merchandise. I mean, all of it we're throwing right back in. We want to
yeah,
do free trainings. We want to do cheap trainings, but all that stuff costs money, and that's what we plan to use the money that we make for. So
yeah.
we're really excited about that. And again, we could not be there without you guys. So it's been a cool ride, and we're really excited to put us on the map and bring on some good people too. We're looking at bringing on some adjunct instructors, some guys that know much more shit than us, and letting them teach and getting a way to bring some of that cheap training too. So really excited for that.
Yeah, it should be a great time. I mean, yeah, shit. I didn't realize this was gonna go this far, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna help, our smaller apartments around us. Get some great training, and should be rewarding. To
Yeah,
give to our smaller apartments and people. So
absolutely. Yeah, we can't wait. But in terms of the podcast, we've got a lot of cool things coming down the pipe there that we're excited for. We've talked about a little bit in the episodes prior, but this year, 2025, is going to have our first civilians and law enforcement guests. So we've heard a lot of, excuse me, we've heard a lot of people, talk about that. Uh, you want to hear other sides of the coin and the story. And I know we have a lot of civilian listeners, which is kind of cool and crazy to me. I've met a bunch of them. I've heard from it. They reach out occasionally, and it's not necessarily that they can listen to every episode. Once we start really getting into the fire talk, I totally understand. Like, you don't understand that. Like, I don't think we would sit down and listen to a podcast about accounting. So
yeah,
it's totally
no,
understandable. But I think bringing on some civilians is going to be a really cool thing, just because we're going to get to hear their side. So hear what they expect from us. We talk a lot about that we're here for them, we're here for the civilians, but hearing the side, what they expect, what they know about our job. What we not many people know everything that we do, and we are jacks of all trades. So um, it'll be interesting to see that, and then to get some advice from them. I mean, the two that we have that's coming up, one's construction based, so he'll have a lot of insight that he can share for that, because building construction, as we know, is huge in our job. And the other is extremely financial based, and everybody needs to hear about finances. It's
yeah,
always good to hear how to manage your finances, and he actually works a lot with firefighters, so um, kind of got a little bit of the experience into this, but also in that world. So it'll be cool. And then, of course, like we talked about last episode with W, we got Andy coming on for police. We've got a lot of fucking Andys.
we do. This
That's
was the third one, fourth one.
yeah. Our first two
Jeez,
guests are Andys, and then we've got Andy for PD. We've got a firefighter Andy, civilian Andy, and PD Andy. That's gonna get confusing. But no, Andy Brunette, gonna have him on for law enforcement, and that I'm really excited to get into that. We talked a little bit about um, that side with W, but man, that relationship, it is it is just phenomenal, and I really want to beat that horse to death, because that is something that I think everybody needs to hear. Like, that is a unique thing. We've been a lot of places. We've gone a lot of places training wise and department wise, talked to a lot of different people, and I've yet to hear of a department that does and has the relationship that you guys do, that we did.
yeah,
I mean, it is unique, it is awesome, and it's not hard to do. It's
no,
not hard at all. So that'll be really cool. And then, of course, let him give some law enforcement advice and talk into that. So um, yeah, really excited for that. It'll be a fun time. We're always looking to make things
sure.
grow. Um, yeah, we just talked about this one. Let us know if you guys are interested in this. We'll see how even this episode goes, how many people listen to us two yap. But maybe it's just a really cheesy name. I know New Dog's Old Tricks. It's funny to even say. If you look that up, you're not expecting that's like Getting Salty or Firehouse Vigilance. Like, you aren't expected it to be a firefighter podcast. So then it's like you expected it to be a dog training podcast, and then fucking
Well,
here we are. Oh yeah, it's a firefighter podcast. But New Dog's Old Tricks Unleashed.
ooh,
Cheesy, cheesy. Maybe it sounds good. Maybe I don't
I
know.
don't
I don't
know.
know. It's
I guess we'll go for it.
we're just spitballing. Maybe it's just Brandon and I talking about some of those hot topics. That was the whole goal of this podcast, was to give advice for new firefighters, and I think we have done that, and we are going to continue to do that. And that if we were to do any of these unleashed episodes, it would be bonus episodes. And we would try and not kind of interfere with our message that we're giving here anyway, which is that new advice. But
Yeah.
I know we have new listeners, which has been awesome to hear. Teaching at the tech or running into people at schools, like it is really cool to have brand new people come up to you in the fire service and say that they have been listening.
Yeah. It's
But
very
I
humbling.
also, yeah, it really is. But I know we have old firefighters listening too. And while they can benefit from that advice too, maybe we try and do something where we can bring on there. Maybe even the Unleashed, we bring on past guests, and then we start talking a little shop and a little more focused on that stuff. Who knows? But let us know if you're interested in that. That's something we're looking forward to. We're always looking to better this and make it more entertaining for you guys. And what better way than to have more time for us to look like fools? So
You can laugh at us too. It's fine. I mean,
yeah,
that's
it's
the only
comedic
thing.
relief.
Right.
We're awkward, but
You
we
guys
have
are
gotten
fucking idiots.
a lot less awkward. That I cringe a lot looking at the first episode.
Yeah, kind of like a silent Steve over here. I haven't
Yeah,
really
we've
been
gotten Brendan to
talking.
break out of his shell on here. It's great.
Yeah, yeah.
It's great. We got him to
Trying every
ask some
day.
questions, and we talked about it. You're just a silent guy in the corner, but when you chirp in, it's always good. It's great.
I try, but you know, we'll
Well,
get
that's
there.
that's your personality, but I think that fits in well. We've found a way. We're breaking out. We're talking more, bringing it in. You
Only
just
took
don't
a
like
year.
the online shit. So you don't like to organize it and stuff. You can't. Fucking 80 years old over there.
Yeah, I'm an old soul when it comes to computers and shit that I don't understand. So Bryce does a really good job of doing all that, but I help when I can.
Yeah,
You know.
absolutely. You got the letters. The letters and the
Yeah,
coins.
yeah, exactly. Those are getting
No,
sent out shortly here. I gotta start doing that.
yeah.
But,
This episode's probably weeks out. If the orders aren't sent out by then, you can really scold me and don't buy anything from us again. But no, we had a little technical difficulties with one of our purchases with our cards. So we had to get a new card shipped to us, which then kind of held up our shipping labels. So if you ordered sweatshirts or tumblers, they are going to be sent out. Honestly, I believe it should be in my mailbox right now, and that'll be what I'm doing today, which this is early December. So should be sent out. You guys will get email updates as soon as they are. And if you got to get it from us, then you got to find a reason to hang out with us. We'll never say no to a drink or coming out, but I know some of the people that are looking for the deliveries from us. They've already been reaching out about getting some drinks, which is cool. Just another excuse. We talked about with this podcast. We love that it brings people out that we get to just talk to, and then yeah, you buy merch, you get to go have drinks. It's great. It's a perfect excuse. As long as we don't forget it, then you got to get drinks twice. And that's
yeah,
crazy. But no, we're still just shipping stuff out of our house, so it's kind of you're at the mercy of our work schedule. When I'm off, I try and work on that stuff, but um, we've been doing pretty good. The shirts went pretty well. The biggest holdup was actually getting them because we did the pre-order, but man, we got those things shipped out pretty quick, so that was awesome to do. And you guys are awesome putting in orders, and I hope you continue with the sweatshirts and the mugs and whatever we do in the past or in the future, it's gonna be cool. We're always looking for new things. If you got suggestions, send them in with your questions. I think a hat is next. We're always wearing hats.
yeah.
Gotta come up with a hat soon. That'd be cool. Um, but yeah, that's kind of the future for the podcast. That's what we're looking for is stuff like that. We want to keep giving back and doing good. Um, we talked with Corley, man, that guy. He's coming back on to spoiler for our guest list, but we're really shooting our sights for that episode 100, and we can't thank you guys enough for helping us to get there. We keep moving and talking with Corley. He said, he's pretty fucking plugged into this world. If you
Yeah.
if you don't if you
He
don't
knows what the hell he's talking about.
I think he knows a thing or two. I think he might even have a podcast or something. But he said he's like not many make it to episode 100, and he was really excited to see that we made it to episode 20. He said very few make it to there, and we couldn't have done it without you guys. So that's the best feeling. It's cool
Yeah,
that we get to keep doing this. So
for sure.
yeah, that's kind of all we got for the future of the podcast. You got anything to add, Brennan, that we're missing that we got big plans for?
I think we covered it all. Yeah, continue checking in. I know the last 3 episodes that we got some questions, so that was cool. It
Yeah,
saved my brain from frying. So
that's a big thing. You guys have been doing awesome with sending in questions. I mean, all we need is like one or two. That's all. That's what makes it. That's what makes it fun. I mean, that was the goal of this, is that new advice, but we wanted it to be like specific. We wanted people to ask questions and then watch to hear those questions.
yeah,
And that's what we're really excited
that's
for.
great.
So you guys have been
I
doing
know
awesome. Keep it up.
I know a lot of people are like how you answer or sending a question. You can
Mm-hmm.
comment on the Facebook post, email, text me or Bryce.
It's
Send
on
me
the
a
website. We got a link, so if you go to our website, in the top right, it says send in questions. That's a direct kind of email to us. I believe it does. You just type in your name, pop it in there. I think we've got department included in there. Uh, we haven't been including that. We've just been doing first names. If you guys want your full name and department included, let us know. But just some departments we don't want to assume that every department's fine with them being mentioned or with them sending in questions. So that's kind of why. If you're wondering, if you send in a question, I know the first couple at the beginning, maybe last year, we were doing full name and departments, but um, just kind of keep it simple. You ask the question, you get a little bit of a shout out, and then you get it answered, and hopefully then nobody gets in any trouble or hot water if they if they don't want to be asked. But yeah, so that was great, Brendan. I know that's been a lot of a question for people, is how you send them in. So anyway, any way you can contact us. If you know how to contact us, you can send in a question. We don't care, as long as
yeah,
it's not 3 a.m. If I get a phone call at 3 a.m., I'm gonna answer it. I'm not gonna remember it. It's
prefer by text.
yeah,
But
but no, awesome. I mean, with that said, we'll go into our guest list. Our guest list is still a little fluid. So we've got all but one. We do have one opening still. So like we've said on the last couple episodes, if you or someone want to be on, shoot us a text. Let them have them reach out to us, whatever it may be. But I don't think we'll have an issue filling that one spot. I think it's amazing that we were able to get 22 other people. It's crazy, but we got a couple of repeat big names that we're bringing back on, especially time wise or just question wise. A lot of the people that we're bringing back on, we know have so much more to offer, and we'll probably continue to do that. Bring a couple people on, a couple people that did really good, that a lot of people like to listen to, and then keep bringing our new faces on and giving some new opportunities. So, um, let's see. I'll just start for the list that we got, kind of top down. So this is in no particular order of who's coming on and when, but of course we said it. We're gonna bring him on every year. Guy that helped us get off the ground, Jeremy Sanders.
mhm.
He's getting right back into podcasting. He had a couple family things come up. Check out some of his most recent episodes. He talks a little bit about it, and talks and hitting it back full speed. And he's doing great. He's bringing it right back, coming back to the podcast world, which is great. He gave us that start. He's gone through some things. He has come out the other side, and he has got some amazing advice to share. And I just can't wait to have him back on. That guy,
Yeah,
that guy's the best, man. We can't say enough about him. Like, I know every time he brings up, we just absolutely gaslight him, I guess. Like, I know we're always talking about how great he is, but it's just he is a humble, down to earth guy. He is exactly what you expect of him, whether you meet him in person, talk to him online, you reach out to him, like, he's gonna answer, and he is just a phenomenal guy. So can't wait to have him back on.
for sure.
Another repeat, fantastic guy. I already outed it when we talked about it a little bit earlier, but Corley Morris coming back on. Um, that's going to be great. And he's got such good insight. He is a huge, huge name. And just like Jeremy, I mean, he's going to respond. He's going to talk to you. He really keeps his promise of his guest to friend ratio. I mean, that guy picks up the phone, you call him, doesn't matter when. Like, he'll give you advice, he'll talk to you, he'll be there if you need, whatever it might be. He keeps it. And for a huge name in the fire service, that's impressive as all hell. And
Mhm.
he is phenomenal. Uh, one new next, or our first new one name that we got is John Shackelford. That was the guy that we met in MAPC that we've talked about. that was our instructor for the course that came up to us when wearing this helmet with that sticker on the back, going, "Hey, you guys listen to them a lot?" Like recognizing the podcast when we were down at Massey in Atlanta. Like, man, that was awesome. And then being able to talk to him and be like, "Hey, do you want to come on the podcast?" You know, that's gonna be awesome. Having John come on. He's a great guy. Talk a lot about extrication. That's our plans for him.
Yeah.
We were there to do that heavy lift. That man knew his shit. And that'd be really cool to dive into the extrication world.
Yeah. That was a great class.
Yeah, yeah. Take it anytime you can do a wrecker assisted rescue, dude. That's that's awesome. And those wrecker guys. Maybe we should look and get a wrecker guy on the podcast because
I got one that lives across the street from my house.
hey, there we
Very
go.
good dude. Helps our department out a lot with these different crazy ass scenarios that he sets up for us. He's a great dude. So maybe I'll ask
there we
him.
go. There's another one. That's a great one. We should bring a record guy on. Good civilian record guy. See, there's so many good ideas. If you got people that we're not even thinking of, send them in. They don't have to be firefighters. You know, we'll figure it out. We'll get a good mix in here. We think it's pretty cool.
But, yeah, it's awesome giving the different perspectives of different people and sharing stories that we got. So it's cool.
Yeah. Next we got is Robert Ramirez, Mayday Mindset. He's going to be talking a little bit about that. He just sent out, I was talking to him recently, he's going to be on pretty early in this year. Sent a bunch of topics that he really wants to talk about and can't wait to have him on. We got hooked up with him and responded right away. I mean, I was talking to Brennan. I totally, with the holidays, slipped my mind. We had reached out to him. He was being deployed for the hurricane relief, and he was like, hey, reach out after. Holidays came around. I forgetful a little bit, forgot about it. Dude texted me on Thanksgiving. He's like, hey, happy Thanksgiving, man. Reach out after the next week. Let me know about this podcast. I'd love to come on. Like, just cool stuff like that. I mean, when it slips our mind, we had him written down. We would have gone out, but to go out of his way on Thanksgiving to reach out and double confirm, that was awesome. It's just really cool stuff. But excited to have him on. It's gonna be a good time. Next we got on here is Steve Ballings. That is our next civilian. So big financial guy. Really good advisor. Works a lot with firefighters in the Milwaukee area in Wisconsin. Actually asked about coming on. Really was interested on it. Wanted to reach out and offer some helpful advice. He's really knowledgeable in the financial world, and it'll be cool to have him on, talk about finances, and then go back and talk about just the civilian side. What does he expect? I know he's got some family in the fire service, so just that loose connection. See where that bridge is from the average civilian to what someone who knows a little bit about it. See where that comes from.
Yeah.
Next we got Dave Gillespie. Awesome dude. Met him with doing tactical resiliency training down in Massey again. He's gonna be coming on pretty early here. He is up in Canada.
Canada.
So not too far away from us, down here in Wisconsin, but he's a great, very knowledgeable dude. He reached out with a handful of topics that he would talk about. We'll probably go into some TRT as well as some other things for him as well. Gonna be great. First guest of 2025, Andy Stars. He is going to be coming on. We actually did just record. Brian and I were slacking a little bit, so this episode is after Andy's. Just had recorded with him a little bit ago, so we know that episode's great. We already recorded it, and that episode's great. We talk a lot about some pretty cool stuff. Starting over in the fire service, Andy did it. He has a couple times, has some fantastic insight in it.
Yeah, for sure.
Very, very good look into that. And just a great dude. You'll hear about maybe some ducky underwear. You're gonna hear about it. You're gonna hear about the ducky underwear.
Yeah, you have to tune in for that. That's cool.
So that'll be great. A great way to kick it off. Our first Andy of the three. Then we got Kyle Smith. Kyle Smith was another guy we met down in Massey. We met a lot of our guests down in Massey, and as we meet a lot of guests in training. But Kyle, this motherfucker. We were doing our tactical resiliency training, so that 24-hour course. We were there. He came in. It was pretty early. I think it was 11 o'clock that he came in, and he was working. So Kyle's a bat chief. bat chief or assistant chief? I got his card here. But he's a chief. He was in his white shirt. We knew he's a bat chief. We knew he was a head honcho, a big name. He came in with his driver, I think,
Brass.
and yeah, he came in and he was talking, really down to earth guy. Talking to all of us, asking how the course is going, how we were feeling, how we were excited for it, and we were like, that's great. Well, fast forward a day and a half later, we get done with our 24-hour course. We pass the fuck out and recover a little bit. And then as you recover, you got to go out and do some drinking. So we went out to the union party. And so we're sitting out there and we're at a table and we're drinking. And this guy comes up, him and his wife, and asks, hey, can we sit down with you? And talking in, and he's talking a lot and he's being real friendly. He's a down to earth guy, really trying to play it low. And I'm looking at him this whole time because I'm like, I recognize this motherfucker. And he is playing the simple role. Like he's trying to, just a firefighter here for the training. And I finally called his bluff. Like, aren't you the chief that we saw yesterday? Maybe. And I mean, it was great. We had some great conversations with him. We were talking, shooting shit, talking shop with him. But it was just really funny and awesome to kind of see how he was trying to blend in with one of the guys. But he didn't have to blend in. If I didn't recognize him from earlier, nobody would have thought he was a chief. Not that it's any different, but we talk about a lot that's important. That you're with one of your guys, that you just hang out with the guys and you talk shop and so that was really awesome. Seeing him try and hide in plain sight.
Yeah, he was hiding.
Come out to that union convention or the union party and have some drinks, have a good time. But so reached out to him there, and asked if he wanted to come on. He was more than willing to come on as well. So just really cool. Just goes to show some more about the character of that guy. But then we have Joe Gangler, Madison, back in Wisconsin. Really, again, got to know with him and talk with him down at MAPC. He was there with Nick Peppard. I met him a couple times before, but was talking about he had been listening to the podcast. He knew about it, and we reached out and asked, and he was more than welcome to come on. So he's a great guy. Side Charlie Custom Tools. Got his right here too. Where are you? Right there. Side Charlie Custom Tools. It's probably going to be backwards. But he makes some awesome tools. He does some awesome work. Check him out. He's going to be on talking about some stuff, talking about fire. We'll have him talk about those tools a little bit, how he got into it. But just cool shit, man. He does a good job.
Yeah, for sure.
Next guest, another returning big name, the Bobby Eckert. Can't wait to have Bobby back on. We really wanted to have Bobby come back on because the whole episode length, that the 1 hour long, that Bobby started that. We were at the 2 hours, so a lot of you can thank Bobby for us moving from 2 hours to the 1 hour. But we reached out, we wanted him to come back on because looking back at it, we felt bad. You could tell we were trying to string along some questions to like make it last 2 hours. We were panicking. We were like, oh my God, it's not going 2 hours. We gotta just talk. And like it was not great. I think we took away from some of the stuff that Bobby really was sharing. And man, that guy is a wealth of knowledge. He has got so much stuff to share and talk about. And really excited to bring him back on and talk about some of those things that we missed or that we weren't too focused on. And let him share some more stuff. And then, speaking of legends, we got Justin McWilliams, who's going to be coming on later on in the year. The guy's really busy right now, so he's going to be coming on later on. He said he's hoping to. So really hoping to have him come on. We got to talk and listen to him at Sawdust. Dude, that guy knows search. And he's been a great dude in the fire service. Very, very, very good speaker as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really easy and kind of entertaining to listen to him talk. Lots of good stuff to share. And then we got our third Andy, Mr. Andy Burnett, our PD. Talk about a character. I mean, this guy's...
Yeah, dude.
It's going to be a fun episode. it is going to be a blast. This guy is one of the funniest guys I know. My face hurts when I'm done hanging out with him. Not for that reason. That's
Oh,
he'll go right there, but not that guy is you're constantly laughing when you're with him. I mean, he is a character. He's so much fun to talk with and hang out with, and he's really just passionate about his job as well. He's a great guy. I mean, you look at his Facebook; it's constantly filled with pictures of him, hanging out. He hands out candy during Halloween. He's got buckets of candy. He'll be what? He probably started December 1st, didn't he? Wearing his Santa hat.
yep.
Yeah, he's wearing a Santa hat when he's on duty come December. I mean, he is just a great guy. He really knows how to work a beat, and they, that's not Beaver Dam at least isn't big enough where I don't think they are assigned beats, but they're assigned territories and they kind of move all around. So he just is everywhere. He gets out, he talks with the public, he's making connections and just really
And
knows how to be a people's policeman. You know.
yeah, the new thing he's doing, he's handing out fishing rods and fishing
Mhm.
stuff to like kids down by the dam, and
Mhm.
really progressing with that. Buying
Yeah.
stuff for the kids and our public that may not have that opportunity. So he's really taking the part of you know, uh, yeah. So I
Yeah.
just lost my
Yeah.
train of thought. So
No. Yeah. He's awesome with that
connects with the
stuff.
community well.
Yeah. Then guess where we met this guy? We got Caleb Smith, another guy from MAPC. He was one of the lecture guys. Had a lot of good things to talk about. Talked a lot about training in that awakening moment, which I thought was really cool. He has a really good story. I'm not gonna share it from, but basically he had a fail, and he learned from that fail, or not necessarily a fail, but a very kind of hard call. And it really opened his eyes and really drew him into the direction that he is now. He's got a training network that he has created. He goes on and does these speakings on a department now that he's doing a lot of that training stuff in a good position and really really humble down to earth guy. I mean, we sat there talking with him for what 5-10 minutes after his presentation. Just the two of us. We went back in and he was super interested in coming on, which was awesome to bring him on and see. Next guest, I think Brennan. Dude, who's Brennan? What's going on here? All right, we're gonna pause. We'll be right back. We lost Brennan, and we're back. Had a little
All right.
buffering issue, but we got Brennan back. Brennan's smiling face. It was stuck on a very flattering picture of you, so that's gonna be interesting.
Cool.
But no, so yeah, Caleb was awesome. Can't wait to have him on. And yeah, I don't know why we keep doing this. I guess we're doubling up all these names because the next one I have on here is another Caleb. But we got Caleb DeGuano. Uh, kind of been forgetting to mention when we're talking about going into the other lines of work, having Caleb on, because Caleb is primarily EMS. So I teach with Caleb up at the tech. He was a flight medic. He now helps out with FEMA, doing some work there. And this guy knows his medical shit. And that's another one that we're going to be diving into. Law enforcement, then solely EMS based, and then the civilian. So I don't know why I keep we were forgetting to mention that, but going through the guest list, remember it. We're gonna have him on, and he's got a lot of knowledge too. I mean, anytime I got a question about some of these medical calls, I text him because if he doesn't know it, being a flight medic and in FEMA for that long, he's got connections. Like he will find out that answer quick, and he also knows how to dumb things down for a stupid guy like me and really make things make sense. So I'm really excited to have him on. Next, I'm excited to have this guy back on. This is still our most popular episode. We were his first podcast that he did way back when this was what now a year and a half ago or so.
Mm-hmm.
But the Kenny Hayes of Boston, uh, just awesome
Great
dude.
dude.
He's an awesome guy. We met him. We talked. I know we talked about when we had him on the first time. Met him when he was doing that IFF training in Beaver Dam. Um, but just a great guy too. I mean, you look back at where we were when we started off, how small we were, and how he was so excited to come on with it being his first episode to this little podcast. Like his first time he's ever done a podcast, and he chose it to be ours. Like, and you guys loved it. I mean, it is still the most popular episode that we have. So we're gonna bring him back on, share some more awesome knowledge. We know he's got some more, even though we made it 2 hours with him. I know he's got some more knowledge to share, so that'd be really cool.
Have a good
Um,
episode to tune in for.
yeah. Then I'm excited for this one too. I'm excited for all, I guess. It's a great guest list. Next one, we've got the Rick George. So we've been talking a lot about the TRT, the tactical resiliency training that we did down at MAPC. We talked about it with Jeremy Sanders when we had him back on a lot. But the mastermind behind this whole thing, Rick George, having him
Mm,
come on is just that's going to be awesome. You know, really dive into that. He has got some amazing stories to share. I don't know what stories he's going to choose from. You know, I don't know where we'll go with him. We'll link up with him when it comes closer, find out what he really wants to talk about. But there is no limit to what he's got to share, and really dive into it. It's going to be really cool. Really excited for that.
yeah.
Then we've got Jeff Whifflemeyer. I think I said that right. Long name. Oh yeah, we actually were just talking about it with Andy from St. Louis. Just a great guy. We got to hang out with him down at Into the Job. Um, got to see him. I believe he presented, and then we got to hear some of his stories, hang out and spend the night with him, and it was a great time. He was a hoot. Um, lots of wealth and knowledge to share from him as well. Really excited to have him come on there, but yeah, he was Andy Stars worked for him a little bit, so we got a little bit of connection there that we actually didn't even realize when we were putting this list together. But it'll be pretty cool. He's a good guy. Then we've got the mastermind, or one of them, behind the training that we've been talking about a lot, firemanship, Jeffrey Bryant. So, I mean, you got to meet him down there. I have yet to meet him. I'm really excited to go down to firemanship this coming year. But I'm excited to have him on the podcast. And I don't know if you want to talk about some more about Jeffrey. He seems like a great dude.
Yeah, but he's a great dude, a very humble dude. Yeah, he's one of the coordinators for firemanship. He tries to get it all set up every year. I know him and his whole family does a great job of setting up firemanship. A lot of time that goes into it. So kudos to him for getting it started back up again. I can't wait to come and attend this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Next, we got Jonathan Jarvis. It's lieutenant, I believe lieutenant, down at Wichita. So Hattie hooked us up with him. I mean, those guys at Wichita are just always great to have on, you know, and especially if Hattie recommends us reaching out to him and him coming on the podcast. This guy's a solid dude. Gonna have some great knowledge for us, and excited to have him on. I mean, we'll keep kind of going off of that topic with Hattie sending it to us. Like we said, we got one more opening. We'll throw it back out there. Um, and we can always make special episodes too. So if you or you know somebody who you think would be really good to share some knowledge, send them in, dude. We will absolutely have them on. I mean, had he sent us this guy, he's like, reach out to him. And we are like, yep, done. That's all it takes. Like,
Mhm.
if you want to hear from people, that's all it takes. We're gonna bring them on, dude. Then we've got George Healy coming on. I mean, that's gonna be awesome. FDNY legend. Bringing him on, talk about some fantastic stuff. He's going to have a wealth of knowledge for us to share, and I don't even know how we're going to fit that one into an hour. I
Yeah,
mean,
I don't know.
that's going to be a lot to take in, but I'm so excited to have him on. That was a big Blatz one too. Blatz got us in contact with them. Blatz, you're the man. I mean, can't thank anybody enough for reaching out and sending these people our way, because it's awesome for us. So we get to talk to these guys, and we hope you guys learn some things and gain some things from listening. So we are down to the last two. So last but not least, wait, not last but not least, second to last but not least, we've got Chief Jeremy Hansen. He's up by us in Wisconsin. He's at the Appleton Fire Department. That guy, he's an awesome dude. He was the dean at the tech that I helped teach at for a while. Then he took the chief's job in Appleton. He still teaches. He is a very humble guy, very, very personable, awesome guy to talk to. And it was just another local guy that I've been talking to, reached out and was like, hey, would you want to come on? See if you want to come on to the podcast. And he was more than happy to come on. So it's awesome. Be really cool to have him on and hear from him. So and then last but certainly not least, our next guest, the in between Andy, the one of the third, is the longtime listener, first time caller, civilian of my soon to be brother in law, Andy Smedberg. So Andy is awesome. He was kind of what started this idea to bring in civilians because he has listened to every episode. I mean, this guy, he's one of his good friends is on the department with me in Fond du Lac, and now with me, being on there too, or even when I was in Beaver Dam, like he was always very interested in it and hearing about it, and has some awesome insight. But he always found a good thing to listen to, and I was always surprised because like I would have other civilians, like people that I know, that would be like, "Hey, listen to the podcast." Don't really know, what's going on. And I totally understand that. But Andy's been listening to every episode, and I'm really excited to dive into his mind as to what he expects from us, share some of that construction background knowledge, and just see what comes from it. What comes from it,
Yeah, I think it'd be a cool perspective and how
Yeah,
other people think that we do and what
yeah.
they expect of the fire department and everything like that. And it'll give good insight to all the
hmm
firefighters listening to really, you know, gauge on what the public expects from you.
And we always talk about PR. We're always out there in PR trying to be seen, but how many times, are you at the grocery store and you just get the, oh, thank you for your service, or you get the long story that you're kind of half listening to because you're like,
Yeah.
we gotta kind of get
Uh,
back. Like, it's not very often that we do get to actually just sit down and listen to the public, and hear what they actually mean. I know I actually have not listened to it. It's on my list to do, but I know there's a really hot one going around right now of the board meeting after a fatal fire, where the public's very upset with the
oh
fire
yeah, I listened
department.
to that one. Yeah.
Um, and that's on my list. I'm probably gonna be listening to that and watching that while I'm working on some stuff today. But I mean, that should not be the first time that we're listening to the public. That it's just the timing. That wasn't what caused us to start doing this, but that's hot and heavy. That's a very very bad awakening, and that's hopefully not many departments, or hopefully no more, have to go through that, because that's not good. We rely on the public's trust. We work for them, and you start letting things down, you got to make some changes quick. Otherwise, there's going to be some bad days ahead. Well, yeah, I mean that's our star set of guest list. So that's all we got. I mean, we somehow still yapped for 45 minutes. That's like I said. We'll see how many people actually listen to us just sit here and yap. We just saw us two shitbags, but that's what we got for you guys. We got that one opening, like we keep saying. We don't think we're gonna have any issues filling that, but I would rather have more than not have enough. So we'll have some special episodes we can always do and plug some things in, and
Yeah.
yeah, reach out, send in the questions, uh, send us some lists, buy some merch, look out for our trainings. Reach out if you got questions. Especially if you're local to us. Right now, we're probably limited to some local trainings. Obviously, probably not going to go down to like Florida or some shit. We don't. I
I
mean, we
don't
don't
think
even
we could
have
teach
the.
ice rescue in
Yeah, we
Florida.
don't even have any equipment really. We're kind of starting from the ground up. But no, if you're interested, like I said, we're going to be taking on some adjuncts. If you're interested in the cause, helping out. You're not going to get rich doing it, but that's not what we're trying to do either. You just want to make some cheap stuff. But yeah, if you want to help out the fire service, help out the cause, some departments locally, reach out. Worst we could say is no, and we're not going to say no.
No, we could
So
use all the
yeah,
help we can get to make this fire service better. So
yeah,
our main
absolutely.
goal.
But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for listening to us yap for 45 minutes this long. I mean, the whole thing. Just we can't do it without you. And yeah, thanks. Stay tuned for next year. Look for the big things to come. We can't wait. And as always, don't be a shitbag.
Yeah, thanks for listening. To stay tuned in. We got great things coming your way. So don't be a shitbag.